Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Season 15 kind of rewards and review video. This season, I'm pretty glad it's over. And browsing Twitter today, reading a few comments from people in the community, I think that is not a sentiment that is unique to me. I think a lot of people were really frustrated with how the season went. The tactics, I think, were overtuned, and in fact, as I'm recording this, I saw a little bit ago that they've already announced a change to Siphon, which was by far the most overpowered tactic this season, and probably the most used, I would imagine. For them to announce a change that quickly, they must have had overwhelming data available to them from throughout the season. So anyway, so the season finished up for us as follows here. So first I want to congratulate Kenobi and ISO 8A and ASR on making the top 3 this season. Those are familiar alliances, always playing at or near the top of the ranking, so good on them. You can see down here our alliance finished in Platinum 4. This is our lowest ranking since I've been a part of Rogue Tech. Every other Alliance War season we've been in Platinum 3, and one season we even overachieved, I guess, and made Platinum 2. So a bit of a disappointment for us. I think our record was 4-8, which was pretty awful. We did scrape together a couple of wins with less than a full alliance, which was kind of cool. But on the other hand, if we had a full 30 people available to us, I think we would have at least finished 500 or better, because a lot of the wars that we lost were pretty close, and we probably would have won had we had 30 people available. So, all right. So as far as rewards go, there aren't season crystals to open here. So let's go into the stash rewards. So here's what the rewards look like for us. 4,000 6-star shards, 12,000 5-star shards, which is pretty good. 2% of a tier 5 CC, so only 50 more seasons and we can maybe take somebody to R3. And 18 tier 5B and 3 fully formed tier 2 alphas, which is awesome. I actually really like these updated rewards compared to previous seasons. I hated the seasons crystals. It felt like your rewards were completely random. And some people got rewarded way more than others just based on luck. So this way everybody gets the same rewards, comparable to the ranking of your alliance. So go ahead and claim these. So I think what we'll do is we'll open the tier 5 class catalyst fragment first, and then I'll do a 5-star to celebrate, in air quotes. Alright, so this doesn't really matter to me. Cosmic, I guess, would be fine. The only 6-star that I have who I would even consider taking to R2 is Captain Marvel. And I would definitely take her to rank 3, even beyond that. So, and we've got a tech. Okay, well, I'm sure that will be useful to us in the year 2027. When I pull a good tech champion as a 6-star. Alright, so I think I have enough. So I actually have enough for 2, but the sigil resets in a few days. What day is today's Wednesday, so it's more than a few days. But I think I'm going to save 11,000 for another shot at Doom. Or I would even take some bonus levels on Guillotine, although she's in the basic crystal now, so we'll just do one basic, and then I'll go into my spreadsheet so we can kind of review the fights, and then we'll do some wrap up at the end. So let's claim one of these, and even though I am in no way a believer in these methods or whatever, we'll go ahead and do this pet method, and then drop it. So in terms of new champs, Aegon or Nick Fury, an Omega Red, or Sunspot would all go to rank 5, Sig 200, probably tonight because there's level up event and item use going on. So there are dupes that I would love: Venom dupe, Corvus Glaive dupe, other new champs, old champs that I'm missing. I still don't have a Ghost Rider. That would be awesome. So I'm sure I will get something really bad though, and we're getting a. Okay, I mean, whatever. He just got buffed, I guess. As you know, he probably won't get ranked up even for defense. So, whatever. It's a new champ. I guess I can't be too whiny about that. But not exactly who I would have picked. All right. So let's move on to the spreadsheet. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet that I put together every season to track kind of all of my fights and who I die to and whatnot. I made a change to it this season where I put in the defense tactic on another part of the screen here that you're not seeing, and it highlights anybody in that specific war in red text who is applied to that defense tactic. So it just gives me a little bit more insight into who was doing what. So if you are new to these kind of review videos that I do, so the green is obviously 0 deaths. Gray is a fight that I didn't take. Yellow is 1 death, and there aren't any orange or red, which would be 2 deaths or 3 or more deaths. So we had a total of 6 deaths this season. That is up from last season. I think last season I had 4 total. So yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so 6 deaths is 6 too many for me. Still in search of that mythical no death war season. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's nice to try for it now and then. In terms of like memorable fights, I'm trying to like glance over this. I didn't really get many boss fights. I did take down the rest of that Doom in War 8. That was kind of cool. There was, a bunch of Captain Marvels. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So eight out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. 8 out of 12 wars we fought Brie Larson on that buffet node, and 8 out of 12 wars Warlock kicked her butt. So that was good times. People still put her there. I don't think she's very useful there anymore. What else? We had some good fights against. There's an Elsa. I think it was the first time I ever fought her in war. A Guillotine 2099. First time I fought her in a war, maybe. Deaths. There was the Man-Thing boss in War 6. That one was so close. I really felt like I should have had that one. I think my torch might have been only at R4 at that point instead of R5. But the Invisible Woman boss in 4, that was a major screw up, as was the one in 11. The Doom boss, a mini boss in 11, was a close call. There were the memorable fights, the dominoes for sure. So there was the one domino. I can't find it easily. So there was the one War 3. There was the domino who was evading all of my special 2s, and I barely beat her, and for some reason she wouldn't attack into me after she evaded. And there was the same behavior in War 9 against the domino, where she finally ended up attacking back into me and costing me a death there. So that was annoying. Nothing. I think the map has come to a point where we're seeing a lot of the same fights on the same nodes. Everybody kind of knows now who's good where, but on the other side of that coin, everybody knows who is good to counter those champs. So, the Brie Larson on the buffet is a great example. When we first started seeing her on that node, it was you had to bring a Mystic champ because Mystic champs were the best counter for her. And for me, it was Sim Supreme and bleed her down and hope that she didn't heal back up. So then I tried it with Warlock in an off season, and he was way better, way faster, way easier. And there we go. Other than that, the paths are kind of set up so that the left side of the map is more counter-based, the right side of the map is more skill-based, and then the middle is kind of like a jumbled mess. I don't think my path is particularly difficult. It just requires, again, the right counters. Definitely not as hard as those middle paths, especially in Section 1 with the unstoppable and the unblockable toggles. I don't really have champs who can effectively counter that, so that's why I don't take those lanes. All right, that's it for the spreadsheet, I think. So then we'll just wrap up here with some final thoughts. All right, so here's a final look at everything. Platinum 4, rank 374, as I said. Item usage for this season was average, I would say. A total of 46 potions. All of that came from the Glory Store. I didn't spend any units on revives or potions this season, as I typically do not. I did buy boosts, but I don't buy them specifically for war. When I use them, I try and do other content while boosted so that they don't just go to waste. So I don't really count them in the unit calculations. 6 total deaths, as I mentioned, a record of 4 and 8, earned us Platinum 4. What else did I want to talk about? There are going to be a lot of changes for us next season for sure. A couple of really solid players left the Alliance. One of them for good. He sold all of his champs and donated everything he had to the treasury before he left. So shout out to Wody. Thanks for being such a solid player for us. I don't even know if he watches these or not, but either way. So I don't know. I hope that I strongly feel that Kabam needs to completely overhaul the Alliance War game mode. There are so many issues with it, I think. There's little things that I think they could fix, like unhiding lane 7 the whole way through. It's silly that there's just one hidden path. The tactics, I think, are way overpowered. I'm glad that they made an immediate change to Siphon, but the mutant one, Crush, is also overpowered when you can have champs go unblockable mid combo when you're taking blocked hits. That's garbage. Like if and the real problem with this mode is that the solutions to make it enjoyable, to make it more competitive, to make it so that the people who don't have the deepest wallets and item stashes and boost stashes aren't always the ones who are near or close to the top. My solution would be to make war truly itemless. You get 3 champs, and if you lose them, they're out. And if Kabam has been pretty transparent about not wanting alliances to clear the map 100% every time, but they say that out of one side of their mouth, and out the other side of their mouth, they know that people and alliances are still going to do that because that is what is required to win these wars, to rank higher in seasons. And they continue to provide these alliances with the means to do so, with 15 items per person, with 9 paths and a backup person to use their items and boosts. And so, I get that this mode is profitable for them, and I understand that they're a company and they have the right to make money, and without making money there is no game. But something has got to give with Alliance War. I think, was it Brian Grant? He did a video maybe a few months back with a bunch of options for fixing Alliance War. It was really long, really in-depth, really interesting stuff. But at the end of the day, I feel like the solution is simple. But the problem is that the solution is at odds with the profitability of the game mode. So I fear that the mode will just never be fixed. And worst of all is that The mode is pretty much required when you play this game, because if you want to run the higher maps, if you want to run map 6, if you want to run map 7, you either have to do Alliance War, or you have to use money or units to pay for your loyalty for donations. Especially for alliances who run 7x5, the donations are outrageous, and there is no way in the game as of yet to farm loyalty other than to play this game mode. You only get 1,000 per day for helping people in arena, and so until they, every season I say, am I going to keep playing this mode? Am I going to switch to an alliance where it's AQ focused and war is casual? But I think at the end of the day, I don't want to spend money on donations. I'm not going to spend money on donations. I save my units for things that I want to purchase, like really valuable offers. I don't want to be spending them every week donating a massive amount of loyalty. So I am forced to, and I say forced, I don't have to do anything, but I feel like I am required to play this game mode. And I do so at this point kind of grudgingly, as I'm sure you've heard from the tone of my last several videos this season. It's not been very enjoyable for me. But I very much still do enjoy other game modes. I like Alliance Quest a lot. I like that I'm working through Labyrinth now, so it's keeping me busy, keeping me interested, keeping my mind at work, looking for counters and whatnot. And I do enjoy like the strategy of Alliance War. I just, in practice, I feel like there's too much designed to go against you. So. All right, well, I think I've rambled on long enough, and that'll be it for today. It looks like my Labyrinth video has finished processing, so I'll probably pop that up too after this is done recording. So thanks for sticking with me this season. I really appreciate all the comments and the likes and the kind words here and there. I do read everything. I reply to what I can. So that's it from here. So we'll see you next time.